Alright everyone, thanks for stopping by. Micah here with a quick review of this 45-in-1 mini screwdriver tool set, which is very exciting. I'm sure you're agreeing. No, I'm just kidding, but it's a tool set, right? It's from VCOO, VCOO, right? Which you can probably find it on Amazon or eBay, right? Yeah, maybe some other outlets, but VCOO, they're the ones that make this set. So I'm just giving you just a little idea of what's included. Obviously, I've used this one or had it for a little bit, but you can see it's got, good amount of pieces here. Like I said, it's a 45-piece tool set, and if we open it up, you can see the type of container. It comes in this plastic, bound container. It has a guide on the back to the different kinds of pieces that you have in there, and then a little way that you could hang it, right? So if you want. But yeah, this little tool set, it's pretty good. I mean, it doesn't have every single thing that some people might be looking for in a precision set. But thanks for stopping by this video. But I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about this real quickly. You can see here how it opens. It has a little latch in the front, right? So you just move it to the left or right or whatever, and it'll open up, spring-loaded kind of. So props open, and then in here we can see we have a bigger handle here, right? So for like larger grip, but it has this rotating end cap here, of course, and you see what it looks like. So it's just so that way it's easy to use. Now this doesn't come off in any way, I don't think, but this is where you could put the tool bit in there, or you have an extension piece here as well. Right now, this extension piece could be used by itself, like you could fit a bit in here, whichever bit you're using, and it's magnetic. So it'll stay in there, but you can use that by itself maybe in some situations, or you could add the main larger handle on there for extension, of course, and then of course you could just use the bit on the handle itself directly, of course, like that. So gives you great, gives you good grip and precision. But then also just a pair of tweezers, working on electronics or something like that. What would be nice is if they included a duster brush or something like that, and maybe something for prying open certain plastic parts. But it's a pretty good set for the price. It's a decent price. I can't remember exactly how much I paid for it, but maybe 10 or 20 bucks. But you can use this to open most things, right? You can see the types of bits we have here in the top. We have a few star types of bits, right? Two rows of star bits at different sizes. Right, I have some printer ink in my hand there, but then we have some hex bits, right? Some Allen wrench types of hex bits, right? And then we have some flatheads here, right? And then we have some Phillips, some mini Phillips. And then we have a few other random, not random necessarily, but just various types of heads that you might use for different kinds of screws. Maybe a couple of them are star screws of some kind here. They're really small. But then we have, of course, these few socket type bits here for miniature, bolts and so forth. So pretty good little set. Like I said, you might want some additional things if you're looking for something a little higher end. But the magnetic is, it's magnetic. But you might want something. Maybe you want an electronic screwdriver. Maybe you want like I said, something with some duster brushes attached, parts of it, or additional components. So, you might compare it to some other ones, but this one's definitely been great for me. I would say just convenient on the go. It seems to stay closed pretty well, so it's pretty secure. But, ideally you want to make sure it doesn't open and you spill all your bits anywhere. That makes sense. But, yeah, if you're watching this video here, you just kind of just take a look at this review of this miniature screwdriver set. It's just one item that you can get online to help with repairs and so forth. But I like the way it springs up the pieces. So when you close it, they go down. That way you can see them all pretty well. And then when you open it, they're just right there, easily able to pull right up out of the, no finagling to pull them out of the, maybe not the most secure though. If it opens up, they could all fall out. So that's a factor to consider, right? If you want a good case that maybe there's more snug in some way or another. But yeah, that's just a few elements of it. And it's a compact toolkit. It's pretty portable, right? It's designed for precision tasks, like you might be using it on computers and electronics and so forth. But you might find it's useful for, but it's pretty universal, right? And a few different attachments here, mainly for electronics though, and portable, right? Additional tools in here. But maybe not the most comprehensive tool set. You can certainly get a tool set with more tools, more bits, 100 or even up to 150 or more depending how extensive of types of repairs you do, you might consider getting something like that. But this one here, I would say, is probably not the most durable tool set necessarily. It's good, but like I said, I'm not sure what the materials are that it's made of, but it'll definitely probably last you a while if you're not like using it for real rugged or heavy use, maybe, right? Overall, I think it gets pretty high rating, probably at least about 4.5 stars. Like if you go to Amazon or eBay, so you might go check it out. Like I said, VCOO, and pick one up maybe and use it and see how it works for you. Maybe drop me a line and let me know if you tried this tool set and if you compare it to anything you use or currently use, and what are some of the key components that you look for in a miniature tool set or electronic type of repair set. What are some other tools that could be helpful? Maybe a shock-proof type of screwdriver bits, or maybe I'm just trying to think of some other things that could possibly be helpful. But you can compare them online. There's tons of them, of course. This is just one. So this is Mike here with you for a few minutes. Maybe you've dropped me a line, or even, of course, I'd welcome any reacts or likes if it, maybe gave you some insight on this tool set. Maybe you were looking around for tool sets, you happen to find this just as a review of some feedback or brainstorming on what you might look for in a good miniature screwdriver or repair or electronic tool repair type set like this. So, all right, thanks for listening in. Maybe we'll see you on the next video. You might check out the top. It might recommend a couple of other videos. I certainly recommend checking them out. Maybe we'll see you next time. All right, thanks for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.